Good morning. Thanks for continuing on with us on Niaga AWANI. My name is Ibrahim Sani, taking over from my colleagues Harith Sacharaf Hasnan, Nabila Khalida, as well as Najib Aruf. We now move on to our first big story of the day. Malaysians will soon have to pay a sales tax, possibly as high as 10%, on all imported low-value goods that they purchase online. This comes after the proposed amendments to the Sales Tax Act 2018 to tax the low-value goods sales tax through the Sales Tax Amendment Bill 2022. The bill was tabled by Deputy Finance Minister Tu Yamani Hafiz Musa for its first reading on Monday and is expected to be passed by the Dewan Rakyat before the meeting ends tomorrow on August 4th. Imagine some news and some bills can actually get passed really fast. Now moving along, under this bill, low-value goods is defined as any goods prescribed or class outside of Malaysia which are sold and bought into Malaysia. The new law will cover both sellers, both in and out of Malaysia, who sells low-value goods on the e-commerce sites like Shopee or Lazada. All low-value goods sellers will have to register with the Finance Ministry. So here to unpack whether or not more sales tax is a good thing for the Malaysian economy, its people, or the growth of the nation, Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia President Chow Chee Yen joins us live via phone. Chee Yen, let's talk about the new proposed amendment that the government is going to do, which is the 10% sales tax. Now, you were quoted by the press saying that it might equalize the playing field between local players as well. Could you please elaborate on this?
Yes, Ibrahim. How it works now is, at the moment, if you buy goods locally, manufactured locally, the sales tax would be charged on the local manufactured goods. Whereas if you buy from overseas, goods below 500 ringgit, you don't need to pay any sales tax at all. So in a way that is unfair to the local seller or local manufacturers. You buy locally, you pay extra 10%. So consumers would prefer to buy from overseas, especially when the goods are below 500 ringgit, I save 10% sales tax. So to level the playing field, if you were to buy goods that is below 500 ringgit from overseas, imported from overseas, you would still be subject to the 10% sales tax from 1st January 2023 onwards. So in a way, it would level the playing field, whether you buy goods locally or you buy goods that is from overseas.
So last year, when tabling the budget, Finance Minister Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Tengku Abdul Aziz said that low-value goods will be taxed. So it's not much of a surprise when it comes to the whole notion of this being tabled. What is surprising is that it is tabled in August, close to the new Belanjawan 2023 that's coming out. Why do you think there was a delay in terms of the tabling of the budget?
I think it was announced in last year's budget. If you're aware, it was announced in last year's budget. I think the tabling wasn't tabled in the last parliament sitting. So obviously, to meet the implementation date of 1st January 2023, I think that's why they have tabled it in this parliament sitting.
Okay, what we do know is that this tax is to ensure equal treatment for locally manufactured imported goods, as per mentioned by you. And local manufacturers are currently taxed at 5% to 10% sales tax. And the new low-value goods is targeted for implementation this coming January 1st, 2023, and is expected to impose a flat rate of 10% to both resident and foreign sellers. Why would this? How would this be executed? What would be some of the mechanism that is put in place that you think the government is going to do in order to be able to allow for these taxes to be done properly?
Okay, how the mechanism, based on the initial discussion that CTIM had with MOF and Royal Malaysian Custom, the mechanism they're going to implement would be to actually get the foreign sellers to be registered with Custom. And whenever they sell to any local consumer, Malaysian consumer, they will impute the 10% on the sale, and the 10% will be remitted by the foreign seller to Custom. So there will be a mechanism for the foreign seller to be registered with the Custom. This is almost similar with what they have for digital service provider at the moment. If you are a digital service provider, like for example, you are Facebook, you are Google, you are supposed to be registered with custom, and whenever you provide services to Malaysian consumer, you charge a 6% service tax. So in this case here, the foreign seller who is selling goods to Malaysian consumer, they would need to be registered with the Malaysian custom, and whenever they sell low-value goods to Malaysian consumer, they will charge the 10%, and they will remit to custom within a certain deadline. So this would be almost similar to the digital service provider mechanism that have already in place, if not mistaken, 2 years ago for service. So now it is for goods.
Okay.
So,
Chee Yen, we need to talk about harmonized sales tax. The harmonized sales tax is a consumption tax that is being found in some countries, for instance in Canada, where it used provinces where both the federal goods and services tax, or GST, and the regional provincial sales tax, PST, have been combined into a single value-added sales tax that is both consumption and progressive as well. Do you feel that Malaysia would have the wherewithal to actually do something like this?
We are supposed to have something like this. You know, we used to have GST in our system. So GST would have been the ideal tax system, but since the change of the government in the last general election, we reverted back to SST 2.0. So hopefully, when times to come, when GST is reintroduced in Malaysia, yes, that system will be a lot more progressive, and that GST will be something similar to value-added tax that you just mentioned in other countries.
Chee Yen, we need to talk about the possibility of GST being implemented in the near term as soon as, say, for instance, Budget 2023. Do you think this is a possibility?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it will be implemented in Budget 2023 because the Rakyat would need time to actually implement GST, and usually to implement GST we need at least 18 months. 18 months. Yeah. So definitely not Budget 2023. Whether it's going to be Budget 2024 is for us to guess. I'm not sure. You know, there is no indication, but a lot of tax practitioners, we do expect GST to be introduced in the near future.
Okay, thank you very much. That was Chow Chee Yen, the president of the Chartered Tax Institute of Malaysia.